What's up guys, my name is Tom, welcome back to another video. Here back to another F2 last two question mark challenge. Today we're going to drive as Callum Ilott in the Sour Pie Cherouse, and we're going to do 50% feature race around the circuit of Catalonia. I'm posting this after the real life qualifying of F2. At the moment I don't know anything of what is happening because I'm recording this on Friday morning, so at the moment actually I'm watching practice one, so I don't know anything about F2. I think the practice session is going to be after the first practice session from Formula 1. But today we're going to drive as Callum Ilott, the current championship leader, and we'll see how many positions we can gain in the space of a 50% feature race. So it's going to be a fun challenge, so make sure to smash like, subscribe, and if you do see plenty more Formula 1 and F2 content. Really motivates me to make more, and we are already here at the start of the Grand Prix. Strategy wise going to be one stop as always in the mediums and then switch to the hards, and hopefully we're going to have some fun out there in this question mark challenge. And we have, because it's always overtaking and after overtake, but we'll see what we can do if the pace is good. 5 red lights for this question mark challenge, and it's lights out and away we go. Let's see if we can get a good start. No, it's not. As always in these F2 cars, I always struggle in this year's game to get a good getaway in this car, so it's a thing that I need to practice. So we'll see what we can do. Miles behind Javier Ragunathan, but everyone is going slowly at turn 1, no surprise, and we carry so much momentum that is enough to put us alongside Javier, and we're going on the inside through turn 3, an easy move, and we are not anymore in last place, P19, but look at the good speed, the good momentum that we can carry at the exit of turn 3, and that is going to allow us to try to go around the outside of the Trident of Ralph Boschung, try to get a look around the outside of Tatiana Calderon, but he squeezes onto the gravel trap, but thankfully I managed to keep the car on the road. But now we made a dive on the inside, but we touched a little bit and I closed too much the door, but I managed to save the car, and we are already in P16. There is a free wide between Sean Galale, Calderon and Ralph Boschung, so brilliant stuff by the AI in these early stages of the question mark challenge, but that was a bit too aggressive for me. I tried to squeeze too much Calderon, and thankfully I managed to hold the car, and we're still in one piece, and we're going to press on as now we're heading to the hairpin, a very good place to overtake, and there is the proof that we can make good moves here as we're going on the inside of Louis Delatraz way down the order, and we are in P15, and ahead of us is Nicholas Latifi. Remember that this is the 2019 season of the F2 cars. We're going to have the 2020 update around September, like we had in the last year's game in F1 2019. So at the moment we just have these cars, so we're going to see some guys that are not anymore in F2, like the lights of Jordan King that sets the pace and leads the way at the end of lap 1, and there is Nicholas Latifi in these dams. And I gotta say, in these F2 cars in the F1 2020, I gotta say that the dams and the Unionai Virtuosis, the teams in front that should be in front, are way down here always, and the guys that are always ahead in this game are the likes of the Premas and the Cherouse, like we are driving today, and the Havens as well. But the dams are way down the order, and we're going to try to not lose any more time with these guys as we shoot on the inside of Latifi, and we gain another position. Now we're going to try to chase down Guan Yu Zhou. Am I going to make a huge dive bomb here? No. I consider that the dive bombs in this game, especially in the F2 cars, as we graze the gearbox of Zhou, and that has settled a little bit, and as you can see we have a little bit of damage in the nose, but that's just cosmetic, so maybe a little bit too aggressive for me, I reckon. Yes, but needs must, we have to make these moves because it's a short race, and we'll see if we can get that magical P8 that is going to secure us the pole position for sprint race. But I was checking the difficulty is 103 because I was feeling that I was way faster than the AI in these early stages. Like, we're lap 3 and I'm already in P13. That is very, very good for an F2 challenge, because every single car is equal. So maybe I should have switched to 104, which would be a first time in this game. It's a first time in 103 difficulty as I try to go run it out of Sede camera, and we're going to graze a little bit gearbox like we did on the show, and that unfortunately has settled a little bit. We lost a little bit the back end, lost all the momentum, and that'll allow us to get up into P12. So I'm gonna be honest, that should be a penalty, but Cold Matters is always very nice when it comes to contact with the AI. So we survived, and we're in P12 with no penalties, which I think is very unfortunate. I think the penalty system should have like a setting that once you have this kind of contacts with the AI, you should get you know, a 5-second time penalty. I think it would be really fair. So maybe a thing to fix for F1 2021. but yeah, like I said, pace has been really good in these mediums, and look at the speed that we managed to carry through turn 3 is absolutely outrageous, considering that we are in 103 AI. So I think the AI is not really good at Spain, because even with 103, considering the people running with 103 difficulty can go through turn 3 with a very decent speed like I am doing, and unfortunately the AI managed to not do that, and that's a bit frustrating, because the overtakes end up to be a little bit easier than I was expecting, and at turn 3 with the longer corners the AI doesn't carry that much speed, which like I said is a bit frustrating, because I want a challenge, but maybe I should have switched to 104 and even 105. That will be a first for sure. Actually, this is my first time in this game running with 103 difficulty, so at the moment I'm really happy making progress in this game. I started really slow, but as the weeks go by, as the months go by, I'm going to get faster and faster. Definitely I'm not esports material, but I always give my best and I always have fun in this game, and we are already in lap 7. Don't be scared, because we are in P6, because some guys already made their mandatory pit stops, but we have some work to do before going in our stop, as we go on the inside of our teammate Manuel Correa, and we gone purple in the first sector thanks to the slipstream. But despite that, the pace in these mediums has been absolutely fantastic. I don't have my tire wear is around 20-30 odd %, considering this is Spain. It's a track where it has a lot of high-speed corners and a lot of tire wear, and that results in a lot of tire wear. I'm really happy with these mediums. I'm nursing a lot of them, despite being sometimes getting stuck in the dirt here, and we managed to set the fastest lap at the end of on lap 7, which it was really surprising to see. But in the next lap I decided that I'm not going to stretch anymore, and I started to set red sectors. So I think these mediums I gave the best treatment to these mediums, and I think they don't have pace anymore. So we're going to fit the hard tires, we're going to try the overcut and see if we can overtake some of these guys, and we're going to dress a brand new set, as you can see, of hard tires, and we're going to cross the line in this set. So where this is going to put us, I'm expecting at least to overtake 2 guys with this strategy, because I think I have put a decent lap, and remember that in this sport there's no tire blanket, so you struggle a little bit in the first corners to put some temperature in the new set of boots. But we are in P8 at the moment, and it's where we are at the moment. We jumped Giuliano Alesi, and now we're going to try to chase down Dorian Boccolacci. So the overcut has definitely worked, and we are in P8 and in the magical position where I think is the objective of his question mark challenge with the F2 cars, is getting the reverse grid pole despite not doing the sprint race. But yeah, really happy with the pace has been really good, but I think the difficulty should be a little bit higher. DRS on Dorian Boccolacci in the campus, and the easy move. We are to brake him a little bit despite the overspeed, and that resulted to go a little bit deep into turn 1 and turn 2 complex, but we managed to cover that, and we already broke the DRS window in the space of 1 lap, and with that we even set the fastest lap. So our pace has been mega, and not the fastest lap in the following lap, improving over 1/10 of a second, 1:30.7. So the pace on these hards has been really good. Generally I don't set the fastest lap after the mandatory pit stop, because generally it's a hard tire despite the car getting lighter and lighter, but today is the different story. I'm feeling so well with the car, and I'm really happy. And I was really surprised with the pace as we make a massive dive down the inside of Nick de Vries on the F2 champion, down in P7, and we are in P6. So I'm loving life at the moment, and look at the speed. This is the thing that I was saying about turn 3. The AI managed to go a little bit slow, and look how much time that we already gained against Nobuharu Matsushita in the Kalin. Can I try to sneak my way on the inside? I try to put the throttle as early as I can, but I can't find the perfect traction. But we managed to skid all the way, try to make a massive dive bomb, and we drifted all the way in the corner, and we lost a massive amount of time, and we leave the fight for another day. But remember, we're going to have some DRS, and we're already really close to them, because in these corner complexes I managed to be really fast in these fast corners against the AI. And look, he has DRS because of Jack Aitken, but we are much closer to him against Jack Aitken, and we're going to make another dive bomb like we did on the freeze, but we locked a little bit the rears. We're going to drift all the way on the track, but most importantly we got the position on the Matsushita with a brilliant overtake, let me say. So this was the first attempt, and wow, well, that was amazing to see. And then in the second overtake attempt, look at that. if that's not style, I don't know what it is. It was an amazing overtake with a drift, not very good for our tires, but look at that. That is amazing how we managed to overtake the Carlin, and I think is one of my most spectacular overtakes that I ever did in my F1 career. And look at the helmet cam, absolutely gorgeous. And yeah, that was really fun to do. And like I said, if that's not style, I don't know what it is, because that was fantastic to see. But we have the podium on our side. At the moment it is Mick Schumacher, but first we have to focus on Jack Aitken as we manage to dive down inside, and we are in P4, one position away of getting a podium after starting in P20. Someone is out of the race because we have 19 runners left as we are in the closing stages of the penultimate lap, setting personal best despite these hard tires that are starting to kick it in a little bit. But we have a great chance to get a podium as we have DRS against the Prema of Mick Schumacher, Antoine Hubert and Jordan King in the league of his own. We set the fastest lap as we're starting the final lap, and there he is. Oh, look at the overspeed against the Schumacher, and that's us into the podium, the last place of the podium. In these last two question mark challenge, so that I think this is the first in this series, if I can call this a series on my channel. But look, at least he's the first one in this game going purple in the first two sectors of the last lap. Jordan King wins the race. Will it be a sign? No, because Jordan King is not in F2 anymore. But Callum Ilott gets a podium, and his pace has been really strong. He's leading the championship, so who knows? Maybe he's going to get a win or at least a podium. That would be really good for the championship. He took the lead after terrible 2 weekends for Robert Schwartzman at Silverstone. But there is Jordan King, not anymore in F2 but here, because this is the 2019 season. So really happy with this race. Who do you think is going to win the races in this weekend Spanish Grand Prix? Let me know your predictions in the comments, and maybe you guys can jinx something. But there it is. I definitely should increase the difficulty like to 104 or 1005. I think that would be the best option, but it was 103, so the next time I know that I have to increase the difficulty, which I think is a good sign. If I manage to get pacey with 105 difficulty, I will take that every single day of the week. But there is confirmation results. We set the fastest lap and we gained 17 positions, so it was a very good challenge. But guys, that is the video. Make sure to smash like or scratch in if you would see plenty more Formula 1 and F2 content, and tomorrow is going to be out the last two question mark challenge with the F1 cars. But for now, it's time to say goodbye, and I'll see you guys to a brand new video next time.